Good evening, Razorback fans. Welcome to the Thursday edition of the Hog Talk podcast, presented to you by Vision Exteriors. Always coming to you live from the Sterling Soap and Roastery Studios, part of the Believe in Buzz Radio Network, where you can hear us each week on 106.7 Buzz 2 in Central Arkansas. All live shows are coming to you by Arkansas Brewing Company in downtown Ozark. I'm Porter Hayes, and always beside me is Adam Hall. And tonight we are going full-blown SEC tournament coverage, postseason coverage. March Madness is finally here with conference tournaments already upset. Miami of Ohio losing their first game of the year. Where does that leave them and their NCAA tournament hopes and more? But Adam, tomorrow night, it's looking at a 9:30 start time, Eastern time. So what, 8:30-ish? So let's just say 9 o'clock tomorrow. They'll play the winner of OU Texas A&M to start off the SEC tournament. And if they win, they'll get the winner of Alabama and the winner of the Ole Miss Georgia game. So I watched a little bit of the tournament today. Kentucky barely, getting by today. And then Auburn beating beating Missouri 78-72. They'll play Florida. And then Tennessee taking down Auburn 72-62. So it'll be Tennessee and Vandy and Kentucky and Florida in the top half of the bracket. So Kentucky just looks different since that Arkansas game. It's almost like I told you. It's like the Arkansas game gave them a boost, and then it's like they just went back down. I don't know what happened to them, but they looked a lot better. Maybe that was, they want to talk so much about a Super Bowl game. Maybe that was their true Super Bowl in the Arkansas game, because they have not been the same since.
I kind of look at it like, obviously there's overhype. There's the $22 million roster that Kentucky has that obviously isn't coming to bat, but maybe some of it too. You got a mid-major coach in Mark Pope. And even looking at, there was some talk. I know Tennessee's still in it. They're playing tomorrow against Vanderbilt, but here they are again with their coach, and kind of doesn't. He's a regular season coach, for the most part, and I kind of look at Mark Pope in that same way. And you can say what you want to say about Mark Pope. He hasn't gone very far in his career, so I get that you got the guy that makes you feel good. He's a Kentucky guy through and through. But at the same time, is what it is for him. So honestly, out of tonight's game with Texas A&M and Oklahoma, I think you have to look at Oklahoma they've gotten hotter at the end of the season. Texas A&M is kind of struggling a bit, but at the same time, I don't know if you're Arkansas, if you want to run up and down the court with Texas A&M. I think the style of play, Oklahoma winning tonight, would benefit Arkansas, not having to use their legs the entire game like Texas A&M is going to do to make them, run the whole time. So who knows what's actually going to happen tonight or even tomorrow. I'm still in the boat that Arkansas doesn't have to do anything tomorrow. They don't have to do anything in this tournament. Obviously, you don't like to lose, but at the same time, it's the SEC tournament. Get ready for the NCAA tournament. I'm all for them winning tomorrow. Do I think that tomorrow Kentucky has a chance against Florida? No, absolutely not. So I think that's that game early on. It's in Florida's benefit. Go in, get the win early, rest for the next game. For Arkansas' standpoint of it, and just go out and have a good showing tomorrow night. Don't leave it all on the floor. You don't need to.
You won let's just assume you're playing A&M. You won the first meeting, 99-84 Bud Walton Arena, back on the 25th of February. So Billy Richmond had 23, Acuff had 22, Malik Thomas had 13, Trevor Brazile had 14, Malik Ewan had 18. You got a nothing burger out of Nick Pringle, surprise, but they had 18 assists. So it's one of the games you see, and you give Kentucky a hard time, you give Tennessee a hard time. It looks like, and then I know a lot of people say this about football, about the SEC championship game shouldn't be played. And then you go into baseball, the SEC tournament. I think this is right up there with them. I don't think this tournament should be played.
Hmm.
You just watch today's games. I mean, yes, in the heat of the moment, they turn it on. It's almost like the when they were talking about the All-Star game, and everybody be ho-hum until the fourth quarter, and then they would lock it down and really play a full quarter. That's what we're seeing. And it's almost like, is it worth it? So would you be mad? And I'm not necessarily saying Arkansas come out and laid an egg, but would you be mad if Arkansas lost tomorrow?
100% not.
Fans, I mean, that's the thing we can ask the fans. How would the fans feel? How would you feel if Arkansas shows up and Texas A&M won tomorrow night?
You're going to have fans split. You're going to have your fans that, oh, this doesn't matter. And then you're going to have your fans that, no, we need to win every single game that we step on the court for. And then you're going to have the people too, because we see it every single loss from other fan bases in our comment sections or in SEC post comment sections, bashing Cal, bashing Arkansas, like, oh, this is what you get postseason Cal, this, that, and the other. Like, who cares? Who really cares about the SEC tournament? I think it's one of those that winning the regular season is a big deal because you prove that you ran the gauntlet, if you will, through the SEC regular season. The SEC tournament does not matter unless you're vying for a spot. You know who the SEC tournament mattered to? A team like Auburn, who has their dad, Bruce Pearl, doing their bidding that they should be in the tournament.
Were they 17-17 now or something like that?
Something like that. They've won 17 games. So you know what? I say for Bruce Pearl's sake, and I heard this on one of the ESPN Arkansas shows today, so I won't take credit for, but the first 4 in games, the play-in games, guess what? Give it to Auburn, give it to Miami of Ohio, give it to these teams that they're trying to do their bidding for, put them in the first 4 and say, you know what? You want in, earn your spot. Here's your games for the first 4 in. Y'all can earn your spot into the tournament.
But when you look at their record, they're 17-16 and they're 7-11 in the SEC. I just, is that even worth the first 4? I mean,
no, it's not.
You look at, their schedule. I'll pull their schedule up real quick. I mean, I don't think they deserve it. And again, you're getting this politicking, and I'm sorry, but if you're sitting there playing and you're 7-11 in the conference, I think Arkansas was 8-10 that year they got in. I think it was 8-10. So 2 games under 500. Okay. That's different. You're talking about your 4 games under 500, and you're talking about you deserve a shot to get in. So you lost to Michigan. I'm looking to see these. Lose to Arizona. You lost by 28 to Purdue. Lost to Georgia. When you got to win over Arkansas. So 22-point win over Arkansas. But then you lost to Tennessee, Alabama. You go on a losing streak. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You lost 8 out of your last 10. Mm-hmm. And what have I said about the committee sees those last 10 games? Where are you at right now? So honestly, if you're saying you deserve to be in, we're going off of your play in January. Your team is a January. You're a different team in March, and it's shown. You're playing this last half of the season, and your wins against Kentucky and LSU on senior night.
You know who I would put in ahead of Auburn? Just to spite Bruce Pearl at this point. How about UCA? 22-12. No, they didn't win their conference.
Okay, I was going to ask. I didn't know.
They lost.
Championship.
They lost to, who was it? Queens, I believe. Yeah, Queens. Oh yeah, mind you, that Queens UCA game, Auburn had an assistant coach there talking to players on Queens before, during, and after the game, because that's been reported.
Yep.
So Here we go with
And that's
tampering.
going on. I'm seeing that at a lot of games.
The
People
coaches
at
are
these
buying
games
tickets
shouting, yes.
and going to these games to talk to players. So I know the Big Ten's come out and say that, hey, let's not punt it, or let's not try to let's let tampering happen until the NCAA wants to come down and actually make some rules against it or whatever. And of course, that's just the Big Ten's way of saying, hey, we just don't want the slap on the wrist right now. Don't point fingers at us.
Yeah.
But for Auburn to have a coach at that Queens UCA game is absolutely ridiculous. So you know what? Put UCA in ahead of Auburn.
That'd be hilarious.
They have Auburn has no business being in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and when Arkansas's case, it's going to sound weird, but don't play to win, but don't play to lose.
Yeah.
Go out there and just play.
Mm-hmm.
If you win, you win. You lose, you lose. But I wouldn't say, because me and a buddy at work today were talking about that, and he is under the impression, I don't necessarily agree, but I can see the argument. The only way they can bump up a seed line is if you win it all and you beat Florida. Is playing 3 games and beating Florida worth moving up from a 5 to a 4 seed?
No, I don't think it is. I mean, that was my only thing with, if you were going to get a 4 seed, I think you had to win the SEC tournament. But there's not much difference between a 4 versus 13 and a 5 versus 12 in my eyes. So I think your outcome is still going to be similar. So there's I don't think there's any point in risking injury and then just risking your overall tiredness and energy on playing 3 games when you don't have to.
Yeah,
you're not getting anything out of it except the chance to have the SEC tournament championship.
Yeah. And because I mean, you got to go through Alabama and then Florida. That's where I'm getting at. Like, even if you beat Alabama, I don't think that bumps you up a seed line. I think you have to win it all. And that's just risking. You might not even, you could win the SEC championship and still stay a 5 or a 4 seed. And you brought up a good point. There's no difference in the team, in my eyes, between a 12 and a 13 seed. There's just not. You're going to get either some mid-major conference champion, or you're going to get middle of the pack ACC team, Big 10 team, Big 12 team. You're going to get somebody. And, there's talks about, of course, all of these things about getting Kansas in the first round. I mean, that would be insane to think. But to me, go out and play tonight or tomorrow and win. But I just don't. After that, I don't know. And you've got Acuff. You can't tell him no. You can't tell him to shut it down. And then you're playing against Alabama. I mean, they have a big. I mean, that's what killed Arkansas the last time, was their inside presence. Do you risk, getting banged up, or you win that, and then you're playing in the championship game and risking? So this is projections.
This is the current bracketology on ESPN. They update it hourly. So right now, Joe Lunardi has Auburn as the first team out. SMU is the last team in. Duke is the overall top seed. Scrolling down, they've got Arkansas playing Yale at the 5-12.
I love that. I love that bracket.
And
I love that, because you talk about Purdue match up very well with them. And depending on where you would go the top. So would that be, you would come out of there and play probably Miami, or would you be matched up with a Greenville?
Yeah, I believe you'd be matched up with the Greenville. So you're in the Duke part.
I mean,
Greenville. I see Greenville matched up down there. So let's scroll down. No, you'd be down here with the UConn.
And see, I'm okay with that. I mean, because freaking what's his name, Hurley, is just such a hothead. I mean, they're good, but they're not as good as they used to be. I think way Arkansas is right now, you line up in the Sweet 16 and you got to go through UConn to get to a Final Four. To me, that's a really good draw. I mean, that's just my thing.
Mm-hmm. Their last 4 in, they've got Missouri, VCU, Texas, and SMU. They're on the bubbles. So I don't know. It's interesting to start seeing how this will change since they are updating it by the hour. But no, that draw right there, I do like Arkansas versus Yale in the first with Purdue and Northern Iowa. Those two games right there would be two good games to watch.
Because I'm telling you right now, Northern Iowa will give Purdue a game, and Northern Iowa could beat Purdue. I mean, Purdue always flakes in the first or second round. I mean, they're one of those teams that are overrated every year. They just get. I don't know how they keep getting that 3-4 seed every year and bowing out early in the tournament. And you match them up against Arkansas, and then knowing you got to go through UConn. I mean, to me, that is a favorable draw. I want to match up with Duke in the Final Four or whatever. But if you're going to be going through UConn in the Elite Eight to get to the Final Four, I'm happy with that.
Mm-hmm. That's a favorable draw, like you said,
yes,
for Arkansas.
But we are talking about, we're saying favorable. So, I mean, we can throw that out the window. I mean, it's just, how it goes with the luck of Arkansas. But no, I like Arkansas tomorrow night. You're going to play the winner of OU Texas, the late game. So 25 minutes after the winner of Ole Miss and Georgia against Alabama. And then they'll move on and play at 3:30 to be 2:30 Central Time on Saturday. And then if they win the championship game, would be at noon on Sunday. I want the best for this team, and me and you are both on the same page. We're not saying tank. We're not saying don't do well, but what we are looking at is we want this team to make a big tournament run for a national championship, and they have that team if they're fresh. You have 4 or 5 guys scoring in double digits, but that's where you're at. You're preserving this team for the tournament, and as much as I hate to say it, it's going to take either winning tonight and bowing out, or if they lose tonight or lose tomorrow night, I'm not mad at it, because I don't think a loss tomorrow cuts them to a 6th seed is what I'm getting at.
I'm trying to look. That would be, too interesting for just little headlines, if you will. And this would be more of a local thing than anything, but play in Philadelphia. I mean, Malik Thomas is 4.5 hours from home, playing in his home state. He could show out the first couple of rounds, have his friends and family close by, having them there. I think that's good for him. I know we talked about wanting to see Arkansas potentially play in like Oklahoma City or St. Louis or something like that. But for somebody like Malik Thomas, I think that would be huge for him to play in his home state.
Oh, yeah. And they play good up in the Northeast. I mean, they've played in New York and they've played in Philly. Where was it? Didn't they play up in the Northeast last year?
Yeah, we played Michigan in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. Okay. But I didn't know if they played up in that region in the tournament last year.
Oh, yeah, they played. That's where they played St. John's at.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Because it was obviously the game, but then the documentary, the docuseries that was following them, ended right then.
Yeah,
in there. But yeah, they played up there.
Well, this team, I just feel this team's on a mission. I feel like this team, healthy, is one of the best teams in the country. I just feel you look at the schedule and how everything's played out, and it plays out where your big games, and I'm not making any excuses. I'm just looking at this team and this roster and the inside game. You're catching a lot of these games, the Kentucky game, the Alabama game, on 3-game winning streaks, 4-game winning streaks. You're trying to get that 4th or 5th win in a row, and you're just by then you're gassed, and then you take a loss, but then you bounce right back. I think how everything's set up right now, it's after Sunday, it's win or go home. So you look at Friday win, Saturday win, then you get another week off, or Friday, Thursday. We've talked about that. I've talked about it ad nauseum about you're playing 2 games with a day break, and then you get a week off. I mean, that right there, another reason why that extra day of rest could really help, because you're going to be, I mean, you talk about being ready for the SEC tournament. This team is going to be on warp speed when they get in the NCAA tournament. They're going to come out ready to play, excited about see who those matchups are. And I think when we come back on Monday talking about the matchup, and we're going to really break down this bracket, I think it's going to be one of those we're going to see. All right, where are they matched up? Who are they going to be matched up against bracket-wise, and the location, because travel plays into it a lot too. So we'll see how it plays out. I hate even saying I don't want Arkansas to win tomorrow, but it's at that point to where I've seen a lot of times where they've just gotten gassed, gotten wore out, or they've run into a team that overpowers them, and our guard play just cannot produce enough points to move on to the next round.
They definitely don't overexhaust yourself. You know, the limited bench. I heard this morning that on Chuck and Bo that Coach Cal had worked one-on-one with Malik Ewan. You know, not one of the other coaches. It was him. Conditioning, just getting into his head. You know, just talking to him like the offense will come, but he needed him defensively. He needed him getting up and down the court. You know, the baskets will come to him. He didn't need to get down over missed shots or over this or over that and get in his head. But he was stressing to him that, like, we need you on defense. We need you running up and down the court. We need you. We need you. We need you. And I think things like that, and him taking him one-on-one to kind of like maybe change his mindset a little bit, get out of this funk, get out of your head. Like, don't worry about the points. The points will come. And I think that's the way that he needs to be approached in this matter, because it's, you know, here we are in a week. It's going to be win or go home.
Mm-hmm.
So that needs to be stressed. Like, hey, the end of some college careers are on the horizon. So let's get our butts in gear.
And the fact, the fan point of it, this is going to be the chance to, we know we have the talent to make a run. You know, when you're looking at Acuff, Thomas, Brazil, and Richmond, I mean, Ewan's right there at 9.7 points a game. So, I mean, you almost have 5 guys averaging double digits and scoring, and you see the talent. And to really give this fan base that boost heading into prime baseball season, where the fans switch over to the baseball, and then knowing what you have in football coming up. I mean, hoisting a national champion, I mean, just on the heels of announcing that Nolan Richardson's getting this statue, you know, you're having all this stuff go on, and them to make a deep run in the tournament. Final Four would be crazy to me. I think even if you got to a Final Four, that would be very satisfying. Oh my gosh, like, you're almost there. But getting to a Final Four, that's like getting to Omaha in baseball. You got to Omaha and you're making a Final Four. You just got to step up, because, I mean, like you said, we're not asking you to get 15, 20 points. I mean, if you can get 8 to 10 rebounds and you're scoring 7, 8 points, I'll take an 8-8 game, because we know everybody else is going to step up. Rebounds is the most important thing.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if Cal's focus on Ewan would be for retention purposes, because he's played 5 seasons. It's just, or I think, no. Has he played
I think that is the most important position on this team. You know, you have the guard play. I think it's because you know it's going to take Ewan being on his game to make that run. We've seen what this team does. You know, you look at Alabama. I mean, Acuff gave it everything he had, and they went into double overtime against Alabama. You're going to be playing those teams every single day from here on out after the SEC tournament. You know, whether it's a mid-major or the deeper you get into the tournament, you're going to be having to play these type of games. And I know that, you know, he's rested, and you play tomorrow night and you win, get him, don't, play a game and then shut him off. Like,
no, he's only played 3 seasons.
Okay. So, yeah. But I just think that's the most important thing. If Pringle was just 50% more than what he is right now, just give us half of what we want you to be, I think that would be a huge boost. But it's just, that's been the biggest disappointment of the season, has been Pringle. Like, we've wanted him to step up, and it's just not been there. Now, if he does, and you get a double-double machine out of Ewan and Pringle, this team could be very, very dangerous, and that will be the difference in the national championship for Arkansas, is if you get both of those guys to step up. I would feel very confident if Pringle come out in this SEC tournament or the first in the NCAA tournament and had a double-double.
Malik Ewan, so 22-23, he was at Ole Miss. 23-24, he went to South Plains Community College, so he was ranked the #1 JUCO player there. Then he went to Florida State 24-25, and then now at Arkansas. So he's played 3 Division one JUCO. So essentially, yeah, we could get into the Diego Pavia rule.
Maybe,
if
yeah.
Maybe if
and
there's
we'll
still.
See.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, then he better. You're talking about auditioning. You better step it up.
100%.
Because Cal ain't going to waste a roster spot if you coming in averaging 6 points and maybe 4 rebounds. You better go in there and average a double-double. If you want him to fight for you, you better win this team a game. I mean, you better be the reason with your rebounds and your scoring that he wants you to come back, because with everything that, and especially if we're even talking about Thomas coming back. I mean, I don't know. That ain't even in the works. It's just speculation, our take on it, but whose spot you going to take? So,
because you best believe with the bigs being an issue this season, I mean, Cal's already been looking. Yeah. So your replacements are being searched for. So if you want your spot, you got to do something. It's now or never time for you.
Yeah. And the pulse. Yes. I mean, it's just, if we could beg anything, Pringle show up. I mean, we got to have him in postseason play. We if we're going to do any kind of run, you cannot be showing up the game scoring no points and 2-3 rebounds. We want to see hustle. That's the thing. Effort. I want to see effort. I want to see hustle. I want to see someone out there. And tomorrow night, I'm talking about NCAA tournament. But if you need to start getting in shape, by God, you better start tomorrow, because we're going to need you in the NCAA tournament. If this team is going to make a serious run at a national championship, it's going to take more than just you and down low to beat some of these teams that, like, you want to talk about a UConn. I like the chances. It's favorable, but any team with inside presence makes me nervous, makes me more nervous than a 3-point threat, because it just seems like every time. I mean, look what Florida did. Totally took you out of the game. Look at what the Auburn game, look, the Alabama game, the guy, I can't remember his name. He averaged probably 6-7 points a game and he scored 22. Like, the presence that he made, the difference he made in the game was astronomical.
Mm-hmm.
It was the reason they won the game. So we'll see how it goes. But again, tomorrow night, last game, look at about 9 o'clock. It's going to be a late night. I'll be up. So, I mean, we'll be watching the game, giving live updates and stuff like that. So what we're going to do, we are going to take a quick commercial break, hear a word from our sponsor over at Vision Exteriors. After break, we're just going to deep dive into NCAA tournament baseball talk and Miami of Ohio. Do they deserve to get into the NCAA tournament? And some other shocking, I think there was a game today that the team was down 38-8 and they come back and won, but we'll talk about that right after the break. Looking to enhance your home's curb appeal? Look no further than Vision Exteriors. As your trusted roofing, siding, and exterior experts, we're here to transform your property. Our skilled team ensures your job is not only functional, but also aesthetically pleasing. Along with roofing, we also offer window, gutter, and siding installation to boost your home's appearance with our quality options. Visit us at www.visionexteriors.com or call us at 479-397-4770. Let's make your vision a reality. And welcome back to the Hog Talk podcast. We're talking about postseason basketball. It is the perfect time of year, Adam. I'll tell you what, I'm going to age myself. When Thursday, Friday coming, when we were at school, it was either going to the library, or if you had a cool teacher, they were rolling in the TV into the room and you got to watch some March Madness. But it's that time, people calling into work, people, filling out the brackets, getting into the pools and stuff at work. So, but yes, you talk about Miami of Ohio coming into today 31-0 and got beat by UMass in the quarterfinals of their conference tournament, 83-87, suffering their first loss. And there's going to be a lot of talk until Sunday if they deserve to get into the NCAA tournament. You think they shouldn't be in the tournament? Why?
I guess I kind of look at it like a lot of these smaller schools, the mid-majors, like got to win your conference. Are they ranked? Were they ranked?
I don't think so.
I'm trying to see if they were in the AP. And a lot of it too is just some. I don't like the way that after they beat Miami, or was it Ohio that they beat? Their guard or one of their players, whatever, going out and flipping off the fans, the student section, and cussing at them, the setting. Like, I get it, tensions are high, and we don't know what was being said or done before then by the fan. I don't know. I just look at it like, hold yourself up a little better. And because of that, though, I'm just kind of like, you know what? Like, I think it's funny that you lost to UMass today.
Yeah.
Just because of all the trash talk that's happened. I get it. You won all of your games up until today. Looking to see here. But I think, they were ranked 20th as of today. So I could see them getting in, but at the same time, I'm just kind of like, man, leave them out. Or like I said, give them one of the play-in games. Make them earn their spot.
Yeah, I would be okay with a play-in game. I'm kind of torn because, I mean, again, the team you lost against, yes, they were the 8 seed, but I mean, beating anybody 3 times in a year, it's hard. And that's, I mean, you beat UMass, you beat them 86-84 at home, and then you beat them on the road 86-77. And then, of course, you lost today 87-83. But when I'm looking here, I mean, I'm looking at who you've played. I mean, you played Western Michigan, Eastern Michigan, Bowling Green, Buffalo. And then you go to the non-con, and I'm not seeing any outside of Air Force. That is really the only team that they've played. They won 76-71 over Air Force. Other than that, it was Old Dominion, Trinity Christian, Mercyhurst, UAPB. And when I say that some of these teams that they played, they don't even have a logo on their team website when they're talking about Indiana East. It has some kind of team photo. There's one team here that they played, Milligan. It's got a girl in a swim cap. Here, I'll see if I can bring this over, because this is, I mean, looking at this schedule, I'll pull it.
Transplanted. I truly, let me go back to this one. I think that Auburn and Miami should play in the play-in game.
Yeah,
if either one of them went in,
be cool.
I mean, why not? And it's one of those, we know too, that especially because it is March Madness and because he does have a platform, we're going to have to unfortunately listen to Bruce Pearl this postseason.
Yeah, and he's going to be like Nick Saban. He's going to politic. But yeah, Milligan, you got a girl in a swim cap. Akron, Western Michigan, Buffalo, Kent State. But then you have this other one. It was Indiana East. I don't know what kind of photo that is. So that just tells you the competition. Mercyhurst. I mean, this is teams like UFAS would play, in my opinion. This is like UFAS's schedule. So in essence, now there was talk of them trying to schedule teams, but they declined. So I don't know if there's any truth to that, but you got, and again, right here, Trinity, I look, your hockey guy, you won that one 129-49. So if you want to play devil's advocate, I can see if they really tried to go play some of these schools and nobody wanted to play them. But when you look at that schedule, I can see why they wouldn't. I mean, you're going to have to go off your body of work. Yes, you won all these games, but look at the level of competition you played.
It's we talk about it a lot in football, and I think in basketball at times, if you're not, and I'm not saying your non-con schedule should be completely loaded, but if you're not playing a tough conference schedule, I feel like you need to load up your non-con or vice versa. Hey, like, I understand having kind of a lighter load if you have a gauntlet of a conference schedule, but if you look at Arkansas, I mean, we scheduled all 8 of the Elite 8 teams.
Yep.
So you have to earn your way in, and going 30-1 or 31-1 with a schedule like that, meh. You don't deserve an automatic bid.
Yeah, and it's not double elimination. So I mean, you go 30-0, and then you lose in the first round of the NCAA tournament, you're out. I mean, it's one of those things where, to me, this is just me how I feel. There is no difference in a team that went undefeated in conference play. You lose in the first round, or you don't win your conference tournament, and that knocks you out. I mean, so just because you won all these cupcake games and you got beat in the first round of your conference tournament, I still think that knocks you out. I just don't see in when you're playing these types. This is because if this was a Power 5 school and you ran through the gauntlet, okay, you'd be ranked higher in your first loss. Of course, you'd be a 2-3 seed, but you're not. You're playing in the MAC, I believe. And it's just hard to justify that. But I guarantee it, what they'll do, they'll get a play-in seed, I think, and they'll get in. And it would be hilarious to see them go up against Auburn in a play-in game. That would be, you talk about TV, I would watch that game.
Yeah, Miami wants the benefit of a quad 4 team, but the respect of quad school. Yeah, 100%. I mean, and at the same time too, I'm perfectly fine with just Auburn not even getting the opportunity to play in the play-in game. If you want to end the NCAA tournament, I just kind of look at 20 wins or win your conference.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see how 17 wins earns you a spot. So luckily for us, Bruce Pearl doesn't make those decisions.
Well, and another thing is too, it's not like football where you're scheduling people out 15 years.
Yeah.
I mean, you could sit there and schedule whoever you want the next year. You can go find a big enough, I guess, resume to, hey, I mean, we're playing in a crap conference. We have a really good squad, but there's no difference in any other of these teams. Like, look at UCA. They probably won't make the tournament, but they go on this huge run. I can't remember how many games in a row they won, but you go on this huge winning streak. You get to the finals of your conference tournament and you lose. All that's for naught, because that's just how it is with the conference you play in. And I think the same will go for them, but
they won 4 in a row before that loss, but prior to that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 straight wins.
Yeah.
Then they lost a game, then 4 more straight wins.
So they won 15 out of their last 16 games.
So,
well, it's, again, when we come back Monday, we'll have more of a breakdown. We'll have more of excitement. We'll have more of, I mean, who's going to win, brackets, conference champions, who's going to, all that stuff coming up on Monday. But we're going to switch our focus over to softball. Arkansas is 22-2 overall, 2-1 in conference play after their series win over Georgia. They beat Missouri State on Monday 12-0 in 5 innings, and they will play at Tuscaloosa against Alabama tomorrow night at 6, Saturday at 2, and Sunday at 1:30. So depending on what poll you look at, Alabama is ranked 4th or 6th. So this is going to be a tough matchup. Arkansas and Alabama's always played tough ever since Deifel has been here and gotten this team rolling. So first true SEC road series against Alabama. So we'll see how that turns out. Team's been on fire, so it would be really, really nice to see them pick up another SEC series, and especially on the road.
100%. This team is fun to watch. I'm not going to even try to compare them to Oklahoma or any of the other schools. They're doing their own thing. We've talked about quite a bit. Deifel went and did what she needed to do in the offseason to fill in the gaps, fill in the holes from previous seasons. And I think that she is proving, and even doing it coaching staff wise over the past couple of years, that obviously her goal should be the goal of every coach, which is a national championship. And I think that she's putting the softball team in place to make a run to be able to do that.
Yeah, and everybody outside of let's go off their starting 9 are batting over 400. Talia Rio's batting 352, 54 at bats, 19 hits. Dakota Kennedy, she's batting 307. She's got 23 hits, 75 at bats. But you got Ramsey Walker and then Kennedy Miller coming in. They don't start a lot. Well, Kennedy Miller's got 13 starts in 15 games, and Ramsey Walker has 7 starts in 21 games. But Ramsey's batting 419. Kennedy's batting 308 with 26 at bats. Ramsey's got 31 at bats and 2 home runs for Ramsey, and Kennedy has a home run. So, you're getting bench production as well. So Cam Harrison in 15 games, 18 games, 10 starts. She's batting in 15 at bats, 5 for 15 with 2 runs, 7 RBI. So you're batting 333 coming from a pitcher. And I mean, so they're getting good depth at the batting and then their lineup, which they really need. And then pitching, of course. I mean, Lily Faye now after this Monday game, 1.56 ERA. Peyton Burnham's got a 1.71 ERA, and then Robin Heron, the ace, 9-1 on the year, 1.79 ERA. And then rounding off the rotation, Saylor Timmerman coming in at 1.96 ERA, 3-0 in 25 innings pitched. So you get Cam Harrison, 25 innings, Saylor Timmerman, 25 innings. Peyton's got 28 and Robin's got 47. So you got 4 pitchers there. You keep them healthy. That's going to be the key to this team going to Oklahoma City. That pitching rotation will be the key to getting them to their first trip. I tell you what, that'd be one of them participation trophies I would be so cool with, is if Coach Steifel finally got this team to Oklahoma City. I don't care if they went over. I really want them to make it to Oklahoma City this year.
And on the other side, you've got Arkansas baseball with number 3 Mississippi State coming to town.
Yes. Yeah.
It's one of those, obviously, Arkansas is going to have to find themselves, pull it together. All is not lost. There's still a long ways to go. It's been a stretch. I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer on the whole thing. It's still early in the season. This is just not the way I wanted the season to start. And opening the season up with Mississippi State, when you've played like you've been playing, it's a tough way to kick things off. And then while I'm just looking at this, we're at 12:05. Yeah, big balling. I think it went up about $700 since the show on Monday. It's jumped $10 since our show tonight started. So get your tickets, folks.
Yeah. Oh man, that's horrible. That's embarrassing. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we haven't ranted on it in a minute, but you know what? It's just that is embarrassing that you're doing this a week for this series, and the fact that you can't even get people to scrape up $600 or a chance to win $1,200, split it. And that just shows how much you care about the raffle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't even do it. I'd just cut it off.
You know what I would do? This is what I would do. I would say, forget the raffle, and I would go here.
There you go. Yeah. Better odds. I mean, your first 25 gets you 250 in free bets. Mm-hmm. Using promo code HOG250. Download the Bet Saracen app and join. Don't forget to use that HOG250 code. The good thing is, I'll say this, once you sign up, you have 14 days. You do not have to bet right away. You can sign up today. That promo code is good for 2 weeks. So once you sign up, your first deposit will get you $250 in free bets. Terms do apply. But yes, go on there, download it today. HOG250, 25 gets you $250. And I guarantee you, way better outcome than the raffle. Or pull tabs. I might bring the pull tabs back.
I mean, do that. Like, Bet on some baseball. Play some. Get prepared for March Madness.
Yeah.
It's starting soon. So, I know some folks just like, oh, I just bet during Super Bowl or whatever. But hey, March Madness is another crazy time to throw some bets out there. So I would definitely jump in with SEC tournament going on, SEC conference baseball season coming on, and in preparation for March Madness.
Yeah. And hey, you need all the good luck. Maybe the baseball team will come in and beat Mississippi State, because this is a proving weekend for Arkansas baseball. Not necessarily saying they have to win it. I don't think I would be disappointed if they say lost a game 3 for the series. Don't go out and get embarrassed. Don't go out and get swept. Come out and perform, because the good thing is the next 2 series you got South Carolina and Florida. You go to South Carolina and then Florida at Auburn. So, you've got a couple of series after that where you can kind of regroup. Not saying but how you perform, how you pitch, how your starting lineup does, how you hit with runners in scoring position will be huge. Tell all of how you're going to be in this SEC series. And it's a shock to us, because we're used to being an autopilot. Arkansas is going to win the series. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. They're going to get to Omaha. They're going to, least get to a super regional. So, yeah, excuse us if we're kind of watching this stuff unfold and we're like, what's going on with this team? And then there's questions about said team. So that starts tomorrow, 6 o'clock.
Yep, 6
SEC
o'clock.
Plus.
Yep. But
And
your
then
next
Saturday
2
and
games
Sunday,
are on
SEC Network. So look, let's pray for an Arkansas win tomorrow. Then guess what? You can watch SEC Network. You can watch Arkansas baseball, Arkansas basketball, softball all weekend long, and head into March Madness, where the crazy will begin next week.
Mm-hmm. It's a hog-filled weekend.
Yes. And don't forget, again, Hog 250. $25 gets you $250 in free bets. Terms do apply. Adam, you got anything else?
I'm good.
All right. Well, that will do it for this episode of the Hog Talk podcast. Again, thank you everybody for tuning in. Tune in Sunday, 8:05 Hog HQ Live. We will return on Monday at 6:05. For Adam Hall, I am Porter Hayes, and we will catch you on Monday.